Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel. I know I made a mistake Wednesday because I did do Puss in Boots 2 because I knew it would be coming out Wednesday, but I didn't do The Whale because I wasn't super sure if it was going to be a wide release. Things looked kind of spotty. And I only found out it was a wide release like Thursday when its opening day numbers came out. I was like, oh shoot. Well, hey, better late than never, right? So we're gonna do the whale, and then I'll do Babylon, and I want to dance with somebody. All right, that's how we're gonna do it. So as usual, we're gonna be going over the pros and cons. So let's get to it. Pros: Brendan Fraser, our main man, our main star here. Ugh, I mean, he's had quite a career. Definitely. He's been in a whole lot of stuff. But his main stuff, his most well known stuff, there's the George of the Jungle movie, but the big one is the Mummy movies. You got the Mummy, Mummy Returns, and Mummy Tomb of the Emperor, I think. Dragon Emperor, okay. All those did good. Pretty darn good. All made like 400 million a piece. So it's pretty nice. What else? There's Journey to the Center of the Earth. That did really well, though they replaced him with The Rock in the sequel. Yeah. He was in that bad G.I. Joe movie from 2009. Um, yeah, not much else. There's Crash. Looney Tunes Back in Action, which is super underrated. It deserved better. um, but yeah, I think around here there's like a big old gap between like movies. There's like a 5 year gap, and the reason for that is because Brendan he went through a whole lot of shit, really bad shit. I mean, we're talking a divorce, death of his mother. There was an alleged sexual assault that happened to him, and he got to like a really bad depression, and it pretty much put his career on hold. But thankfully, he was able to get out of that depression and start his career again. And now he's become like one of the most beloved actors online, kind of like Keanu Reeves or like Nicolas Cage. That same level of love and appreciation. People want to see him succeed. And The Whale is being positioned as his big comeback role. Like that's pretty much the whole angle of The Whale is his comeback role, and it definitely looks like that's gonna happen. I mean, I remember there's like a festival or something, I forgot, or a show. I don't remember exactly, but it was like back in September where the movie got a standing ovation. They gave Brandon the standing ovation, and it's just the best thing. It'll warm your heart, like absolutely warm your heart. So Brendan Fraser is definitely going to be the reason why most people watch this movie because they want to root for him because he's such a good person. So, yeah. Brendan Fraser is by far and away the biggest pro here. Another pro is who's making this movie, Darren Aronofsky. Oh my god. Okay. Let's talk about this man. He he's done some interesting things. He's made some interesting flicks. There's like his debut was Pi, but his first main claim to fame was Requiem for a Dream, one of the most depressing movies you will ever see. It's the best drug PSA of all time. But yeah, although Pi is technically his first movie, I guess most people would consider Requiem for a Dream, at least the public sees that as his first movie. Kind of like how James Cameron's first movie was like Piranha 2, but most people think it's The Terminator. It's kind of the same thing. Or like M. Night Shyamalan had a movie but before The Sixth Sense, but people are like, The Sixth Sense is his first movie. Same thing. Then he made The Fountain, which didn't do very well. Then The Wrestler, which did do well. Probably the most normal movie he's ever made. honestly. Then Black Swan was a massive hit. Got Natalie Portman an Oscar, and it made over $300 million. So big hit there. Then he made the controversial Noah, which where he took liberties with the Bible story, and it did make over 350 million. His highest grossing film, even though the flick was super divisive and controversial and was shit on by quite a lot of people, but it was still a hit. Then he made Mother, a very controversial flick that got an F cinema score. Your movie's special when you get an F cinema score because it doesn't happen too often. But that movie was kind of like a moderate-ish hit. It did mid business, but it got a lot of attention. So here we are with The Whale. We're going kind of back to normalcy. Nothing like super duper divisive. But yeah, Darren Aronofsky definitely has fans. I'm one of them. I imagine fans of his will want to see, this movie to just see what he does with it. So yeah, definitely Darren Aronofsky. I would consider him to be a pro here. So the director and the star, both easy pros. Another pro is that reviews are decent enough. Last I checked, I think it's like at 60 something percent. I'm checking off screen right now on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. Gotta find it first. The what? 65%. Okay. 65%. Not bad. I mean, it's not great considering this is supposed to be like Oscar bait. But I'm positive Brendan Fraser is a lock for best actor. If he doesn't win, then we riot. But the audience score is much higher. It's at 93%. So this feels like a movie where audiences will, get behind it more than your average critic. So, but still, the critic score isn't a terrible. So decent critic score, really good audience score, pro. That's an easy pro. Um, does it have? I don't think it has a cinema score. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's not enough theaters to. No, no. Okay. Another pro is that this movie definitely stands out amongst the Christmas movies. Compared to Puss in Boots and Babylon and I Want to Dance with Somebody, which is a good thing. I always say it's better to stand out than than to just look as generic as possible. So, yeah, standing out amongst the crowd, definitely a pro in my opinion. Another pro is its limited run was very good, way better than most movies. In fact, I think I had the best per theater average uh opening weekend of the whole year, beating Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, funny enough, was also from A24. But yeah, had a per theater average of 55K, very solid. Not an incredible, but still solid. Uh, had a bit of a rough second weekend, and now it's wide. It had like its first 2 days. First day was like 682,000, which for 600 theaters it's pretty good. It fell quite a bit the next day, 273,000. But I mean, this is going better than say The Fablemans, so there's that. But yeah, had a very decent limited run, so I consider that to be a pro. Uh, I think that's it with pros. I can't think of anything else. Okay, cons. The big movie is still going to be Avatar 2. That's going to be the one movie everyone's going to want to see. Everything else just kind of exists. I mean, just look at Puss in Boots 2. Oof. I'm really regretting my prediction for that movie because it is not doing great. The Whale is comparatively better considering, theater, the amount of theaters and whatnot. But yeah, Avatar 2 is going to be like the main movie, the main problem for this. So yeah, Avatar 2 is definitely a con. Um the big con right now is the winter weather cuz my god, the weather has been a real bitch the left since like yesterday. It's really bad. Here where I live, it's literally like 3 degrees outside. Just a bunch of snow and ice just bombarded everyone like last night. And today it's not much better. It's pretty rough. Like what sick and not to mention like what 1 million people in the whole country are like out of power. Um like they have no power. Like it's bad. It's not a fun time. And obviously that's gonna be a humongous detriment towards the box office because who wants to go out to the movies? Who wants to go on icy roads to watch a movie? Nobody. Like right? Like winter weather is always a huge detriment to the box office. It will always be a huge detriment. So that's a big con. Winter weather. That's gonna affect everything. Not just this. Everything is gonna get hit, and things will only improve once this weather I guess gets better. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's. I guess there's competition ish. I mean, there's Babylon and I Want to Dance with Somebody. Both are clearly going after that adult market like this. So it could get drowned out a bit, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just gonna label adult competition as a con. And I guess another con is A24. I mean, originally I labeled them like as a pro, but oof, their track record's been real spotty this year. I mean, it's been their best year, like by far and away. I mean, look at this. 119 million from all their movies, so it's by far and away their best year. And I pressed the wrong thing by accident. Okay. It's been very prolific thanks to Everything Everywhere All at Once. But everything after that has been real meh. I mean, the X did fine. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Pearl did fine. Men didn't do that fine. Marcel the Shell with Shoes on. Bleh. And then you got The Whale now. But yeah, it's, Everything Everywhere All at Once is like the big, just head and shoulders above everything else. But yeah, overall, it's kind of iffy. It's not incredible, but it's decent enough. And obviously, A24, they definitely they've been have this reputation where they release like not so commercial movies, and sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't, but at least they try. So yeah, A24, it's kind of, I'm not even gonna label it as a con. It's more like a middle of the road thing where A24 movies can do well, but sometimes they don't. So yeah. All right, I think that's it. So opening weekend, you gotta do like a 3 day and a 5 day. Well, at least I got two of the 5 day numbers here. So this is like almost $1 million here, like 900 something $1,000. So judging by this, and not to mention, I forgot to mention Christmas Eve, Saturday, death sentence, bad. Everything's gonna hurt. As if it wasn't bad enough with like the weather, you gotta do a Christmas Eve too on Saturday. So that's a double whammy. Because of that, its opening weekend's gonna be negatively affected. So I'm going to say it's gonna open. Well, it's 950,000. Ooh, this is hard. Damn. This is so unpredictable. I really don't know at this point. One 1 million plus for the 3 day weekend, and 2 to 3 million for the 5 day weekend. That's what I'm going with. That's what. Yeah, judging by these numbers, these Wednesday, Thursday numbers, that seems where things are gonna go. Total, man, it's kind of pointless to predict this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna swing for the fences. I'm gonna say anywhere but maybe 10 million if it's really lucky. If it gets like that positive momentum, but I can see this getting positive momentum, but we'll have to see what happens. But I'm gonna go with 10 million. It'll probably be worse than that. It'll probably do worse, but I'm just going to go with 10 million. Just throwing it out there. And that's it. So that was The Whale. Again, better late than never with that prediction video. Now for the movies coming out today, there's Babylon and I Want to Dance with Somebody. I'm going to do those right after this, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I've done this year. I've done all the major A24 movies, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Men, X, Pearl, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I've done them. So if you want to watch any of those, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I never covered The Whale once, so there's that. Um, we're now up to 170 episodes. Last one I did was like yesterday, I think. And it was like 65, Next Goal Wins, Twisters. I talked about those movies and some others. So that's 170. So there's 170 episodes now. So if you want to watch any of those, go right ahead. Binge it all from beginning to now. I highly encourage it. So go do that. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap will come out the first week of the new year, and also my two-part 2022 recap, winners and losers. I will make a video about that around the same time. So there's like 3 videos in the pipeline. So stay tuned for those. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.